morning, everybody. Welcome to the JJ and Samm show on a gorgeous Friday morning here in South Florida, here on our Fort Lauderdale studios. If you're looking for a beach day, yesterday was a nice day out there in the ocean. My mermaid wife out there was playing flipper. Today's even better. The ocean is completely calm out there today.
So I could probably swim from Oakland to Sunrise?
Not a problem. I think you could probably swim further today than you have since we've been having you in training.
So would you, if I swam down to Sunrise, would you walk back with me? I could try to swim back, but it would be the furthest distance I swam, but it would be great.
Maybe if you could convince me between now and when we get off the air, there's a good possibility that we
I might
could do
try
that.
to do that.
But your time check is 1 minute past the hour here in the East. And, a lot of people are still celebrating, hooting, hollering, going absolutely out of their mind. Miami Heat.
Yes.
Well, yes.
Well,
they're the winners. They're the champs.
But for them winning, I'm really disappointed. I know it's the USA Today.
Right.
But I expected more oomph in the headline.
Really?
Yeah, it just says Miami crowned.
Lord knows what it cost for them to buy that crown.
But it's not, it's like just a center quarter, what we would call a quarter page ad. If that says Miami crowned.
Well, probably if you go into the paper
jealous.
A little bit.
I didn't get to the sports
section. You might find that they give them what's due them.
But
LeBron James had a
great night.
26 points, 11 rebounds.
Well, did I hear that?
And 13 assists.
That he was taken out of the game at the end, or
that was the night before.
The night before. Okay.
You're always a day behind everybody.
No, my head's just.
Your head's where?
In this stuff, it's encased in cables.
You know what?
That's where my head is.
All kidding aside, you're really good at what you do. Seriously, if I had to look at all these cables in the morning and things didn't go the way maybe I wanted it to, I'd probably say.
I'm getting there. It as I said, a different system than I've used before, but I'm there.
Slow.
I'm to the point where I'm ready to add something.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I'm about ready to add something.
Maybe we can add a phone call and get it through, because we tried one yesterday. It didn't work too well. But we heard Richie, but.
Well, Richie was in a bad spot, I think.
But Richie claims, but we'll see.
We'll see it.
954-828-2201 if you want to check us out there.
I just want to wish somebody a good morning. We'll do that too. That's fine.
So
here's your good morning, supposedly. Remember when they said gas would be $5 by the 4th of July?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not seeing that, which is a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they were wrong. So next to the Miami crowned is gas on track to drop to $3 by the fall. Do you believe them or not, Jay?
I wouldn't believe them one. Listen, when we were in Michigan doing radio and TV, and I tried to talk to anybody there who would positively tell me why you can change the price of gas when the nozzle is in the tank.
Okay, national regular gasoline average is $3.47 a gallon, down 47 cents from this year's high in April. And as I said, well below the $5 fear that they put over us all. And they are saying the market is suggesting gas below $3 by Halloween. And certainly Thanksgiving. Who are you kidding? Anytime there's a holiday, you hike it up.
Well,
they hike it up. So even if it's supposed to be under,
when's the last time you remember paying less than $3 for a gallon of gas?
When's the last time you can, anymore it seems like you better fly because driving's too expensive. If you're going solo. Maybe if you have at least two people going, then flying might be the better deal. But if you're alone, number one, it takes you, we lived 10 hours from home when we were up in Michigan. It took longer than that to fly. By the time everything was a connecting flight. I know to go to Jersey from Michigan, they wanted me to go to Tampa first.
Well,
That's all nuts. But
I mean, here in Fort Lauderdale, I mean, that's where you want to be. You can get in and out of here inexpensively, and wherever you want to go. Mm-hmm. But when you're
it's not that inexpensive.
In Flint, Michigan, come on.
You have to, cheaper fares. You have to.
I
drive
remember
to
sitting
Detroit.
on an airplane and the engine fell off. Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember that.
This is really encouraging, guys. Here we're sitting on the tarmac here, and the bolts are falling down.
Well, remember Helene's wedding?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you had that. My son, what happened with them? They were sitting on the tarmac. Something was wrong. They didn't get in till late. They had my grandson we had to do the tux thing when everything, and my former ex-husband had problems too. I mean, the whole wedding was just plagued by flight issues. I mean, so you're paying a whole lot for not that hot a service.
And they put us on little shuttle buses and took us to the Detroit airport. So, I
flew out of Detroit.
But Detroit is a pretty good airport, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had much, considering the bad weather you had in Michigan.
It's a nice looking airport. Detroit is, the tunnel underneath is cool looking.
And the weather they have there, they get you in and out there pretty good. Mm-hmm. I mean,
not a bad spot to be.
It is in a winter.
Atlanta, don't even go. Atlanta, I've spent a few nights there, and not in hotels, in the airport.
Well, as you said, Miami got crowned last night, and indeed they should have. Mm-hmm. If they didn't, I really believe if they did not win the championship this year, I think they'd be looking for a new coach. I mean, you can't always blame the coach when you got three superstar ball players. Can they all play together well?
Well, it's also when you have three people like that, they're pretty dominant, that you need to have a coach that can handle those three personalities.
Well, I think a lot of Pat Riley as a coach and as a GM and as president of the Heat. I wonder what he did when he signed all three of those guys and figured, well, this guy's trying to make a dynasty out of this. And, they stubbed their toe last year, but this year LeBron James could not take that.
No.
I mean, he beat him single-handedly, and indeed he should. But again, and I know you don't really want to get on this topic, but I need to get on it because it's breaking news here. Sandusky trial.
That was my next.
Is that your next thing?
Yes, it was. It's actually in the jurors' hands. They retired for the evening. They had asked for McQuarrie's testimony, and they were sequestered in a hotel overnight.
Yeah. I think
think that this morning by noon we should have.
Yeah, but I think what you really missed here was that his adopted son is going to testify.
Wait, it's over though. Hold on.
But he testified against him.
Keep talking.
That he was molested by his father. So when your own son is telling the jury and the world that my father molested me, what do you think the jurors are going to think? They're going to automatically think, if his own son steps up to the plate and says, hey, listen, my father's been sexually abusing me for I can't remember how long, and these other kids are lying, I can't believe that one little bit. And I know that defense attorneys have to defend their client. But how can you just out and out sit there and know that you're fabricating the truth here, trying to get this guy out? This guy no more belongs to be out than our girl Kelly Anthony deserved to be freed for killing her daughter. But again, the thing of it is,
well, you have such overwhelming.
Yeah, but when your own son gets up there and said that he sexually abused me.
And that was brought up early, and the response to that was, oh, well, there's a divorce going on, and somebody's just a little PO'd, and that's what that's about. That isn't true. The whole thing.
Would you get up?
Wait, Jay, the whole thing just reeks of I can't even describe the words, to allow a man to be out on bail, even though he's at his home, but his home is
across the street from
neighboring,
the school.
not across the street. Their backyards meet to a place where children are. I'm just flabbergasted that this guy was ever out on any kind of bail. And that's a child molester's MO, that everybody thinks they're wonderful and everybody thinks they're great, except the ones that they particularly chose and groomed and carefully scouted that wouldn't say anything. And he was very good at it. Very, very good at it. All these kids that are scarred for the rest of their life. And I can't believe, I know how difficult it is on a girl. I mean, for me to say, yeah, I was molested as a child, it's not, I don't think it's as hard as it would be for a boy to say, I was molested as a child. I mean, maybe that sounds sexist to people in some way, but I guess because our norm in society is male to female. And when it's a male, but yet it says it has nothing to do with them being homosexual. It's a very weird, it is, they say about a mental disorder, it is beyond a mental, this is something can never be cured. Never be cured. This man should be put away for the rest of his life.
And you're
never
trying
see
to
the
tell
light of day.
me that his wife, in all the years they were married,
she didn't want to see it. She ignored it. She didn't want to see it.
I don't know that I could
And to
stay with
turn
my
around-
husband if I knew he was that kind of person.
I guess I shouldn't say this, but I
You'd what?
I think I'd shoot my husband.
Well, I don't know if you'd shoot
wait,
him.
if I
you wouldn't
caught
turn
my
him
husband,
in?
sorry, if I caught my husband, I guess I would hope I was in Texas or Texas. You can do that. How about this? How about the father who had a guy working at their house, and he finds out that he walks in on him molesting his 4-year-old daughter, shoots and kills him. Amen. Not that I want to murder people, but there is no way for these people to ever be normal, ever. This is something in their... I mean, I feel... You could look at the other side. I feel bad that these people are faced with this disease. I don't know if you want to call it disease, a disorder, whatever you want to call it. It's horrible. I can imagine that they don't want to be that way, but they are. Nobody grows up saying, oh, I want to be a child molester. I think that's a good idea. I think that's my path in life.
Well,
I think it's something, but unfortunately, they cannot walk among us.
Yeah, but wasn't it proven? It's I don't say it's hereditary, but it's
passed
down. I think
it
somewhere
can be passed down if you're abused as a child, like the little boy that was kidnapped and was held for years, and he was actually recruiting new kids for his offender. Was it because if he did that, then it wasn't him? Or just because they're just so, under this whole, it's freaky. I just hope the verdict comes quick today, and it is the way it should be, and he is hit hard, put away for life, and we never have to hear...
How can he not be put away for life?
I hope that there is something, because I was faced with this. I was faced with my offender coming up for parole. If everybody thinks it's over once it goes down guilty in your sentence. It's not. You're always looking over your shoulder, and there's a day that there will be a hearing. And as a victim, what do you do?
All right, we're up against the break. It's 15 minutes past the hour here on Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You're listening to the JJ and Samm Show in the mornings. We'll be back, so come on back in a few.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Hey, want to see my biker rings?
Sure.
Did I leave a good impression?
Yeah.
Look at the nice imprint I made on your face. I had it custom designed by Big Joe's Biker Rings. They got any kind of jewelry you want. Rings, pendants, bracelets in gold, sterling silver, copper, brass, powder coat, electro plate, and not to mention Big Joe's big stones. Diamonds, rubies, sapphire, and for all I know, kingfish. Belt buckles, charms, pendants, you name it. Big Joe's Biker Rings does it all in top quality. For clubs, events, fundraising, or just for a frustrated artist like me. And they ship to over 75 different countries, including, Vermont.
That's not a country.
Leave an impression, like I just did. Visit BigJoe'sBikerRings.com. Mention you heard about it on SoFloRadio.com and get $50 off.
Strawberry patch and smoothie.
Get your hands off me.
Huh?
I said don't touch me.
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bubba, and you're not putting me in that blender.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week. The Field Irish Pub and Eatery, South Florida's truly authentic Irish pub, offers live music 5 nights a week, a full menu of great food, drinks, and a large selection of imported draft beers, including the best pint of Guinness in town. The Field has a charming home-style atmosphere. Enjoy a beautiful sunset under our banyan tree on our outdoor patio. Get lost in one of our snug dining rooms. Or take in some real Irish music in the pub. The Field opens at 11 a.m. and serves daily lunch and dinner specials. The Field Irish Pub and Eatery is located at 3281 Griffin Road in South Broward, 1 mile west of 95 and 1 mile east of 441. For a taste of Ireland and South Florida, it's The Field Irish Pub and Eatery. Check out our website, thefieldfl.com, for more.
SoFloRadio.com remains on the air with free archives thanks to the support of our listeners. Help keep us on the air by clicking the donate button on SoFloRadio.com. And thank you for your generous support. SoFloRadio.com, the South Florida Radio Network.
Okay, folks, welcome back to JJ and Sam in the morning. The time check is 20 minutes past the hour. JJ and Sam along with you. 954-828-2201 is your check-in number. Or you can email us at JJ, J and a J, ANDSA, 2Ms at gmail.com. But, you know, and we're not going to stay on this Sandusky case here. But, you know, if it takes them longer, then...
But can you imagine, though, if it doesn't come back guilty?
Oh.
I can't imagine. I really can't imagine that. I would be. Casey Anthony bothered me. I mean, that bothered me. But this is so hardly blatant. I mean, it's there. People saw it. People heard it. People.
Yeah.
Children have testified. Anyway.
But you know what?
That was on last night that I found very interesting.
Really?
Was the whole Trayvon Martin, what's his name? Zimmerman.
He's a certified wingnut.
He sitting in front at a table, an interview table, which has a mirror behind it. I couldn't see anything where he looked like he was in a scuffle at all.
Well, that was
the following day.
I did see early on. You could see where he had, marks on the back of his head. But Sam, bottom line is, if somebody comes up on you, you're going to fight your way out of it. Now, whether
that's what this whole stand your ground thing, and everybody wanted to repeal it. As far
that is standing your ground there.
My humble opinion, Trayvon was trying to stand his ground. He had a right to be walking. He was standing his ground. Zimmerman ignored law enforcement's. They told him, "Don't follow him." He ignored it. He created the situation.
Well, what I don't understand is he and his wife perjured themselves, so they didn't have any money. You know what? Is it that easy, Sam, to put a website out there and get $130,000 in donations in today's day and age, and people don't have any money? What the hell is that about?
People gave Casey Anthony money, hon. And you got another one. The bus driver I was talking about yesterday, that the bus mom, that she's a grandmother and actually was a former bus driver, and the parents are embarrassed. But somebody started a page to send her on a vacation, to raise money to send her on a vacation. Somebody please start one for me. But I know last night it was over 200,000. This morning,
400 and something.
$412,000. Now, I wonder what. I mean, obviously she doesn't need. They don't need almost $500,000 to send her on vacation. So, what's the plan? What do you do with monies like that people put forward for a specific reason, but it's overwhelmed? So, are you going to donate it, or what? What happens? I mean, does the guy who started the page have control over this said monies? Is it automatically hers because people donate
Good question.
it to her?
I have no idea how that. Does he get a fee for?
I mean, he started out of the goodness of. This is what we want to think, is that he started out of the goodness of his heart. Thought, this woman needs a vacation, so I'll start a page. And the thing is probably going to be $500,000 by noon today, the way it's been going. So then what? Do you donate it to some kind of I don't know. People talk about Rachel's Challenge down here in Florida. I know it was big up in Michigan, and we were involved with that. It's a bullying program that comes into schools. And it's actually, Rachel was killed in Columbine. And she was just the way she lived her life, and they started this whole bullying campaign called Rachel's Challenge. And then beyond the actual presentation, they have the school starts a group called, I think it's called Friends of Rachel. And they get together every so often, talk about, because they say the program is great. It is a great program. Kids speak up. There's crying. There's healing. There's, bullies not realizing. There's people finding out that bullies were bullied themselves and perpetuated the whole thing there. But they say after it leaves the school, there's a lag, and that's when they came up with Friends of Rachel to keep it going within the school, to keep the message alive. So that costs money. It costs money to bring those programs in. So I'm wondering if they've thought about that.
I mean,
this grandmother will, say $400,000.
Right.
Just give me $5 and I'll go on vacation, or even $10 and I'll go around the world or whatever.
Do you
then,
do you really think that she's just going to take 10 when?
See, I would want to put something forward to help solve the problem. The parents are, as I said yesterday, parents are really surprised at what their kids actually do, that they don't realize they do.
Well, and the reason
their behavior is nothing like what the parent knows.
Come on, Sam. You come from a big family,
and any one of us, the strap would have been out and our asses would have been beaten.
But
I don't consider my father an abuser. I don't.
No, but he had to get your attention.
The strap came out. Yeah, your butt got a nice crack across it, and don't you do it again.
Well, nowadays parents are busy working, and they're not around, or if they're around, they're preoccupied, or they don't care. That's the only 3 reasons why your kids are loose on the front end.
Meaning society's kids.
Right, yeah.
My kids.
Yeah, not on me. Right,
my kids are all grown,
right.
Thankfully. But no, it's because society, and you could sort of say Gloria Steinem really screwed us in a sense, equal rights and all, because it made it almost that women had to work. It was a way of proving our self-worth. When it doesn't, being a mother is enough self-worth to many of us. Some do want a job, and some want a job just so they don't have to be home all day. It's hard either way. I've done both, and both are hard. Would I rather be home with my children and educating them? Yes. My mother was. My mother was there when I came home from school. There was a snack set on the table. We had routine of what occurred. Kids don't have that anymore. There's no structure anymore because mom and dad both had to work to pay the mortgage, unfortunately, or to pay for medical care, which is another issue we'll get into on the other side because of the flu. And I'll have to look at the paper because I don't want to say it out of turn, but on this, like the second page of the paper about the avian flu. We are such guinea pigs, really. We are guinea pigs. And my sister had said something about this. The controversial bird flu research made public.
Well, your sister Patty can get out there.
Well, no, but she wasn't, though.
Don't tell her that, please.
Well, she's probably listening, Jay. You're a deep doo-doo now. Anyway, she said she felt somebody's messing with something. And she's, in fact, right. I mean, they're playing with flus and making them super things because there's just in case the enemy does it, we need to know how to react. So we're going to create our own. And God forbid if it gets out of the laboratory, we just did it. Do we play with fire just in case somebody else is playing with fire so we know how to extinguish said fire? But it doesn't mean that it's the same exact thing. There could be a slight variant that makes it untouchable to what we've come up with. So
why don't they leave well enough alone?
Well, they're saying, that bioterrorism, and we need to be prepared. So we're going to look into how it's done and make our own, and try to figure out how we can kill our own, so that if somebody else makes it, we have a heads up. That's basically the idea.
Well,
I
hope we find it before they find it.
That's the point, Jay. We're creating things. We're creating stuff that doesn't exist in our world.
We are going to be at the bottom of the hour or 30 minutes.
We are.
And when we come back on the other side, there's some quotes of the day that I'm going to let Sam read you, and you'll find them very interesting. You're listening to the JJ and Sam Show in the mornings on none other than the greatest radio station in the world.
So Flow Radio.
We'll be back.
It only takes 90 days to create a new habit. You can do it. Give yourself 90 days to create a better, stronger, healthier you. For just $99, step into the brand new eco-friendly yoga studio with the uber-friendly staff and step out refreshed, motivated, and empowered. You can do it. 305 Yoga, 7300 Biscayne Boulevard, Suite 400, 305-917-5886, 305yoga.com.
Jan Michael Morris isn't just any attorney. He's your attorney. The Morris Law Office, handling your legal needs for more than 20 years, providing a wide range of legal services for those who need it most. Let Jan Michael Morris put his experience to work for you. Call Jan Michael Morris at his Boca Raton office at 561-395-4195 and speak to Jan Michael Morris directly. That's 561-395-4195. Or visit themorrislawoffice.com.
Spokesperson is not an attorney. Buy the best custom full-color balloons with your photo, logo, or design that will blow your next party or event away with photoballoonstore.com. Take a look for yourself and see why photoballoonstore.com is the place for full-color custom-printed photo balloons. Our balloons are not made out of rubber, latex, or mylar. They're made from a durable aluminum foil composite film that keeps them inflated longer than any other balloon sold. 11 inches in diameter uninflated, 9.5 inches inflated. These balloons can be reinflated over and over again. Cheer on your Miami Heat basketball team at home or the arena with our version of the Miami Heat Dream Team balloon. These limited edition memorabilia balloons are available for only $6.95 for a limited time. Visit photoballoonstore.com for more. Order yours today. We deliver on time and fast. photoballoonstore.com.
Want to sell? A new beginning is just a click away.
Monica Sells Miami is just a Gmail away.
A new place is just a click away.
Monica Sells Miami is just a Facebook.com away. Facebook.com/The Monocles.
A new home is just a click away.
Monica Sells Miami. 305-494-1248. Monica Uribe. ASAP Realty and Investment. North Miami Beach. 305-494-1248.
If you're not tuning into the Byron Eggers Show with H-Love, you're missing stuff like this. What is with the George Rodriguez crappy music? Plays these long breaks, and it's just the whole break is
and really seriously, we don't want to listen to that. Please start playing some decent music.
The same beat over and over again.
I'm sexy and I know it, yeah. Stop the insanity and tune into the Byron Eggers Show with me, H-Love, weeknights Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 p.m. on the one and only SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com. Filling the radio void.
All right, folks, welcome back to JJ and Sam in the morning here in Fort Lauderdale. JJ along with Sam. More importantly, we're along with you on a gorgeous end of the week Friday. But again, the quotes, and I don't know where they get these quotes from.
They just pick something, quotes of the day, some things that they felt really stood out.
Do you think they stood out in your mind, any of them?
Well, I hadn't read them, before, but here's the quotes. Ooh, June 22nd. Today's my sister's birthday. Remind me. All right, quotations of the day. He molested and abused and hurt these children horribly. He knows he did it, and you know he did it. Find him guilty of everything. That's from Senior Deputy Attorney General Joseph McGettigan III in his closing arguments to the jury in the child sex abuse trial of former assistant Penn State football coach Jerry Sandusky. Another quote. They went after him, and I submit to you that they were going to get him hell or high water, even if they had to coach witnesses. That's from Sandusky's defense attorney, Joe Amendola, in his closing arguments. Really? Think we're going to believe that? All right, here's your third quote of the day. My dream has become a reality now, and it's the best feeling I've ever had. Can you name that person?
I would assume it was either LeBron James or Wade, one of the...
It was Miami Heat's forward LeBron James after the team's victory over Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals. So there's your quotes of the day. From now, you know what we'll do? I think give me quotes of the day, and we have to find gifts. We'll have to find a sponsor with some gifts.
Small gift where you can call
Yeah,
in.
win a gift.
Right.
We'll come up with that. And if you can name the person who said that quote, there you go. And you can, I know people are shy about phoning, so we can do both, email or phone, whoever's first with the right answer. So just remember the numbers, which I don't. Jay can remember the number, but the email is JJ and Sam, JJANDSAMM, 2 M's, @gmail.com. And Sam is actually not my real name. Jay gave me the nickname 16 years ago because
I liked it.
You liked it, and I can do, he sits in the car, I change the tire. I can do electrical, plumbing, carpentry, I'm pretty handy.
Let's not give our audience out there the idea that I'm completely inadequate. Well, some things I am.
Jay, what's the difference between a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver?
What do you mean, what's the difference? You know what the difference is. It's how it fits in the damn screw.
Oh.
But you know what? Why wouldn't they sequester the Sandusky bunch? I mean,
they did.
You sure?
Last night they were sequestered overnight.
Yeah, but I don't think
they weren't sequestered prior.
Right.
Well, the feeling is probably it's been out there so much. If you haven't heard already, you're not going to. There's nothing new to be heard. I mean, when this came on, it was a flood of information. And there was a lot of feelings involved when this first came out. My father was an All-American at Penn State. My parents lived up there. My parents know Joe Paterno. Matter of fact, Joe had a crush on my mother. But, and the first is to defend. But after hearing all that happened, you have to. And I had a friend that I went to school with, and she knows my affiliation with Penn State and my dad. And, matter of fact, my dad died. He was wrapped in his Penn State blanket. I mean, serious Penn State fans. All right. She actually defriended me over it, and then a day or so later, she refriended and apologized. She said, nobody wants to believe something so horrific. Nobody wants to believe it was happening under multiple people knew and chose to look the other way. But that's almost the norm in our society, Jay. How many people we heard of stories where people just watched or videotaped it on their cell phone? Did nothing.
Well, you know what?
There's the others that do, like the other day when we were coming home from the beach.
Coming back from the beach when these two construction workers.
They were working on a house that's being remodeled.
Right.
And they're in the street and they're yelling at this guy in his BMW. He was beating the crap out of this girl, beautiful girl in this BMW. And the guys were like, come on, get out of the car. You want to beat somebody up? Come on out of the car. We'll play.
Those two guys there. I wouldn't have gotten out of the car either.
No. Well, but you'd rather, that's just to go to show what a woman batter is like. He won't stand up to a man, but he'll beat on a woman.
And then he looks at me and goes,
honey, the BMW's not worth it. Been there and done that.
He looks at me and waves his hand like these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. Well,
you don't lay a hand on a woman.
I don't. That woman's got her hands over her head and she's down
protecting
like
herself.
Right, and you're not beating her up. And you could tell by that he was there for a while because there was the water from the air conditioner
was dripping in the street,
right, and there was a puddle.
He still was not sure if he wanted to take the left into that off street, but he didn't. He ended up turning around, going back towards A1A.
I wonder if they ever found him.
I hope they do. I still remember the license plate number. I called the police. I'm sorry. That's the way I am. I
would want somebody to call the police. If you
see somebody driving drunk down the road or they're not paying attention, do call the police, because the only way it's going to stop is if light is brought upon it. You don't text and drive. That's the biggest thing. Somebody's on the phone or they're texting by the way they're driving. Come on, people. Watch a video that where people that are paying attention, that things happen in a split second. And you can't take it back. You can't take it back.
No.
Soapbox. There I am on my soapbox again.
Well, you know what?
I keep it handy.
Sometimes you need to be on it, and sometimes you should just walk away from it. But we do not look out for one another anymore.
But if something happens to us, we're the first one to be screaming at something should have been done beforehand because that person shouldn't have been able to do that. Matter of fact, Michigan, and hello, Michigan. Hello, Lapeer, if anybody up there is listening, like Brian at Brian's Party Store. I miss you guys. Anyway, Byron Conchu, who's the prosecutor up in Lapeer County, he actually went after prosecute a guy for texting and driving, blew the stop sign, and plowed into a couple,
but
and killed
the guy
the wife.
didn't get hardly any time at all, a year.
Because they're saying, well, he didn't mean it, and no, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't mean it.
If you're listening to us here in Florida or wherever you might be, but if you're listening to us in Florida, you know how they drive here in Florida. And knowing that they're texting and driving on 95, like they have no conception where the hell they are or where they're going to go. They just kind of move in front of you.
Well, that school bus just the other day, that really freaked me out. It had children on that bus.
You talk about being a defensive driver. Well, you know why?
All because of an accident. You couldn't wait your turn to go the direction you should have been going. That would have been the right thing to do. And you risked those children's lives.
But Sam, we created the monster, man. Everybody has a cell phone in their hand.
Right.
I mean, we made it that way. You know it was going to be abused.
We have to ignore or get hands-free, people.
You know what, Sam? Even with hands-free,
you're distracted. But
you're
Jay, you can't say because.
And I'm an offender of this. I'm not saying that.
I know, but you can also have somebody in the car and be in deep conversation and be just as distracted. Like there's somebody who was trying to prosecute a person who texted another person who ended up in an accident because they were reading the text or whatever. So they were trying to include them as being part of the at fault. Because you texted him. When you text, you don't know what the person's doing. The reason I text is so I figure when they get to it, they get to it. No hurry. You'll get it. You'll read it. I'm not like the phone ringing. You have to answer to know what the person wants to say. Texting to me is a simple way of not bothering someone, just letting them know whatever.
Texting, right? But sexting.
That was another good topic up in Michigan.
That's another.
And our kids think nothing of it, and you see kids younger and younger. I know my granddaughter's 12, and she recently acquired a very bright pink shock of hair to the front. Freaked me out. Like, because she's 12. She's my little girl, Yesterday on the beach, I saw another girl, same age, 11, 12, whatever, shock of pink hair. Where do you think you're getting it from? Thank you, Katy Perry. Thank you, who's the other one? I mean, these superstars that our kids probably, some of the music they probably shouldn't listen to, are putting this in front of our children. And our children are going to follow what they see. She has pink hair. Everybody loves her. So, I'm going to have some pink hair too. We have to let our kids know that we love them just the way they are. I was upset when my kids got tattoos. I said, I give you a perfectly beautiful body. You just marred it. But I've acclimated to tattoos. Don't have any myself. I only have one ear hole in each one. I'm very conservative that way. But
all right, it's 45 minutes past the hour, up against the break. You're listening to the JJ and Sam show here in the morning. When I come back on the other side of the break, the average person's what hand does most of the typing? We'll be back.
Graphics produces all you need for weather-durable and fade-resistant decals, bumper stickers, and yard signs. Using the highest quality UV inks and materials, silkscreen printed to last. Consecutive numbered parking stickers for schools and associations. Bumper stickers for sports teams, clubs, and businesses. Custom Graphics can subsurface print for control panels. And they specialize in product labeling that endures moisture and handling. Custom Graphics in-house art department can help design what you have in mind or incorporate any logo you may already have. Call 1-800-642-8444 and check out the Custom Graphics website at customgraphicsinc.com.
Make your next party a splash with the Miami Mermaids. The Miami Mermaids are a trio of mer people that bring sensational fun and a unique blend of ambiance to your events, parties, or weddings. Based in Miami, the Mermaids have traveled to such fabulous places as the Hamptons and the exclusive Mar-a-Lago. Let them travel to you. These exceptional performing artists and supporters of the Save Our Seas Foundation are available for party planners and hotel coordinators. Winners of the Vampire Wine Video Contest. Hire them for your next commercial or advertising campaign. Call 305-408-1116 or see them for yourself at miamimermaids.net.
It only takes 90 days to create a new habit. You can do it. Give yourself 90 days to create a better, stronger, healthier you. For just $99, step into the brand new eco-friendly yoga studio with the uber-friendly staff and step out refreshed, motivated, and empowered. You can do it. 305 Yoga, 7300 Biscayne Boulevard, Suite 400, 305-917-5886, 305yoga.com.
Hi, this is George. You know, trying to get laid all day makes me hungry, so I go to Power Smoothie in Aventura and get the healthiest wraps and most delicious smoothies ever made. I mean, really, the smoothies are so insanely delicious, they're orgasmic. The staff is friendly there and cute. The food is healthy and real, not processed. This is not fast food. It's good food served fast. And they love me there. They even let me create my own smoothie, the Malted Jorge. Go in and ask for one. They're in the Promenade Shops right off of US 1 in Aventura. Or call them at 305-792-5338. You can also visit them online at powersmoothieaventura.com.
SoFloRadio.com. Radio's dirty little secret.
Okay, folks, welcome back to the JJ and Sam show in the morning. JJ Gracie along with Sam Gracie and you. 48 minutes past the hour here in Fort Lauderdale. You know, the heat is, yesterday in New York, they canceled racing because it was so hot.
Up at Belmont, yeah, they did.
You know, I mean, so maybe the weather has made a complete metamorphosis. You know, obviously we had a fair, mild winter.
It's like cold is not in the forecast this year. Because it's sweltering. It's sweltering up east.
It's hotter up east than it is here.
I know. So I'm saying I do. There's another app that I do. It's called Nixle, and police departments use it. Not all. Some do it better than others. But I actually monitor where my mother lives, where my grandchildren live, of course where I live. And I haven't done it for Florida here yet. I'm still on Michigan Nixle. They don't use it as well as they should. They really, it's an instantaneous text message. You sign up, and when something's occurring, you need to be warned of, like high heat advisory, maybe a kidnapping or an approached or an attempted kidnapping. So you can get a Nixle alert and just say that somebody just tried to, in a white van, try to pick up a 12-year-old by, whatever school. And you will know it almost instantaneously. So it's just a program that more people use it. I think they'll maybe realize the value and use it better. But it's called Nixle, Nixle. Look it up, check it out. So I know when robberies are going on. There was a missing man where my mom lived, and They found them within, I think, a few hours. I mean, it went out, people got the message, and they found them. Communications are great if utilized correctly.
If you use them.
Right.
Well, everybody now with computers and cell phones type. I mean, that's...
yeah.
That's
some better than others.
Well, the average person...
Yeah.
Which hand does 56% of the
right.
typing? No.
Left
the
hand?
left hand.
Oh, because ASDF, yeah. Yeah. Yep. You're right.
All right.
Wasn't thinking. I wonder when they're going to come out with the virtual keyboard where you just have like a glove on and you just, like you were really typing.
Do you feel?
I mean, they do it for games now.
I mean,
you're
a really good speller.
Yeah.
There are only 4 words in the English language.
English,
the
English language.
Which end in DOUS. Do you know them? There are only 4 words that end in the English
language. I want to say something like Boudour, B-O-D-O-U-R.
That end in D-O-U-S.
You said D-O-U-R.
No, I didn't.
D-O-U-S.
I said D-O-U-S.
D-O-U-S. Well, it would be industrious. That's I-O-U-S.
I'll give you one.
What?
Tremendous.
Stupendous.
Oh, that's 2.
And tremendous, stupendous, and I'm sure somebody's screaming at the computer right now. You idiot. What is it? Go ahead.
Hazardous.
Okay.
And?
I thought you said 3. How many?
4.
Oh, 4. Delicious.
Horrendous.
Oh, horrendous. Delicious is I-O-U-S.
So that,
It's early yet. I'm still working on the coffee.
Typewriter.
Yeah.
Is the only 10-letter word you can type on the top row of your keyboard.
Oh, yeah. This is true. Typewriter is the only word you could type on the top row of your keyboard?
Mm-hmm. The only 10-letter word.
Oh, 10. I was going to say, there's a lot of words I can type on the top row of my keyboard.
You think? I'm sure.
Well, I'm looking at it. Nah, I was thinking a couple words, but no, I can't. But there was some other stuff I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to shoot your dog.
Why? Because he's
a brat.
He's not a brat. He
is a brat. He's spoiled brat. You're spoiled brat. Anyway, what else was in the news, honey?
If Barbie were life-size, her measurements would be what, Sam?
She would have a 19-inch waist, probably a 38-inch top.
No. If Barbie was life-size, she would be 39.
39, go ahead. I was
23.
Close. 23.
33.
That's me.
Really?
No, not quite.
In what life was that? Did you know that?
What's the name of that divorce attorney?
Which one?
I don't know. You just treading on not good land there. Thanks, Jay.
What kind of...
At least I know you won't lie to me.
What milk will not curdle?
Oh, juice. I know this. I can see it. It's. Oh my gosh!
It, huh?
Oh, cool. Just tell me.
Camels.
Oh no, I wouldn't have got that.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking something, another milk that you buy that you use in ingredients, and I can't think of what it is. Sour milk, What do you call it? Anyway. Here you go. New York City prosecutor said a teenage girl was offered $500,000 to leave the country instead of testifying in an upcoming sex abuse case against her former spiritual counselor in Brooklyn's ultra-Orthodox Jewish community.
$500,000
$500,000.
Take a trip.
Teenage girl. 4 men were accused of trying to bribe and pressure the accuser and her boyfriend to discourage them from testifying in the case against Nashima Weberman, 53. Assistant District Attorney Josh Hanchef said. Defense lawyer Bruce Wagner said the men deny all the charges. Of course they do. They just have a mental, disorder.
Still lapse.
Prosecutor said Weberman molested the girl from ages 12 to 15. George Farkas said his client is innocent and had no knowledge or involvement in the suspected bribery. So the guy who did it is saying that these 4 guys, they'd had no idea about it at all. Can you believe that or no? I mean, they could be just protecting their church. We all know how that goes when people are trying to protect their church, that they'll ignore, hide.
If I said to you, blueberry jelly beans, what president did they make blueberry jelly?
Ronald Reagan.
I'm shocked that you got that
Jelly
one.
bean man.
You think he was a jelly bean man?
I know he was. He kept them right on his desk in the White House.
Were
the Oval Office.
Were you a Seinfeld person?
I used to watch it, yes.
In every episode of Seinfeld, there is a Superman somewhere.
There's a Superman somewhere.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that.
I don't know either. I don't know where you're getting that stuff.
The cats have over 100 vocal cords.
Yeah. You ever hear them crying? They sound like babies. That's the worst to me. When they're on heat or whatever that is.
While dogs only have 10.
Yours is going to have none and keeps it up.
Well, it is what it is when you
women again falling behind in men in financial literacy. As much as we say we're equal, we're not. I just think we need to go back to a society where a parent can afford to stay home and still have a decent life, have health insurance and everything. So back to this whole flu thing. How do you feel when you can't afford insurance, medical insurance? It's outrageous. Yet our government is playing with creating things that very well can leak out. And I think we've all seen that with the flu issues. I don't think it's all just made out of thin air. So, I don't think the government, how far should the government go when they do things? Do you know that they sprayed Agent Orange here in the United States of America? Mm-hmm. People think Agent Orange, and this is the other things I learned up in Michigan, people think Agent Orange was only used over in Vietnam, and no, they used it right here. Used it on our own people. The government's also released mosquitoes in certain areas of the country with infected with whatever to see if it would spread to humans.
What good are mosquitoes?
They spread things. They bite people and they go to the next person.
Man,
and
why
stuff
don't we,
like that. They wanted to see if this whatever it was would spread. So they released these mosquitoes. I think it was like North Carolina or South Carolina, something like that. And they never told. People were wondering, why are all these mosquitoes? Meanwhile, people are screaming, you got to kill the mosquitoes. So what are you using? You're using chemicals. People wonder why we're sick, society, why we have so many different things. It's because we want the easy way out all the time.
All right, we're up against the top of the hour. That means we have an hour in. It's 9 o'clock here in the East. We'll be back on the other side of the break with the second hour of JJ and Sam in the morning.
Bring spice to your life with AfterglowParties.com and tickle your fancy with an assortment of pleasure objects and toys, lotions and lubes, massage products, games, candles, and the highly sought-after vibrating sponge. Plus, so much more. Spice up your bridal shower, birthday party, or just a girls' night out. Let our experienced Glow Girls show you how with an afterglow party. Much like a Tupperware party in the privacy of your own home. You'll have a lot of fun trying out the items, and our Glow Girl will explain how to use them. If you want an afterglow party of your own, or just want to place an order, call 305-408-1116 or go to afterglowparties.com. Ladies, you haven't lived until you've experienced your very own vibrating sponge. That's 305-408-1116 or go to afterglowparties.com. We'll never tell.
CBC5 is the executive liaison for all your building compliance needs. Serving South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Key West, CBC5 delivers 5-star service that brings
what's this ABC, BDQ, whatever?
CBC5. It stands for Complete Building Compliance.
Well, I ain't building nothing, so what can they do for me?
Well, they do more than plan review and permitting. They help the little guy cut through red tape.
I got duct tape holding together my carport.
Well, CBC5 can help. Let them deal with bureaucrats. They helped George Rodriguez solve a sewer lateral problem, and they saved him a ton of money and hassles.
By City Hall, who can do that?
CBC5 can do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a commercial to finish. Contact Shoddy the Hottie at CBC5, 786-255-3851, or log on to cbc5.net. That's cbc5.net.
Social media marketing. You know your business needs it, but you have no clue on how to do it. And who has the time?
Don't worry, you're not alone. Mouse Media is here to help.
Mouse Media has linked creativity, art, and technology to expand your web presence and increase traffic to your site. Visit them at mousemedia.us.
That's mousemedia.us.
Or follow Mouse Media on Twitter and on Facebook.
mousemedia.us.
Hi, this is Boca. You know the Green Lantern, he got his power from a ring. Well, every time I listen to Luis on the Powwow, I always try it with calamari.
SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com.
Okay, folks, welcome back to JJ and Sam in the mornings. It's 3 minutes past the hour. The 1 hour in and an hour left to do with you. And you know what? I talked a little bit about, I'll go back to get some trivia for the end here. But, since we have put you into training because you want to do some swimming marathons, and you sit on
the marathons. I never said anything about,
whatever.
It'd be great if I got to that point, but I'm looking to start, I've already accomplished mile swim. I want to go further. I know there's a 27-mile swim somewhere. I'm not near, that'll maybe next year. But for now, I'm just trying to get past the mile to 2-mile, 3-mile swims.
You see, sitting on the beach, you watch people walk back and forth, and you try and guess their age.
Yeah.
And
which is another interesting story in itself.
Did I?
No. It's difficult. You would say to me, how old do you think she is? And I'm like, you know what? Geez, Jay, I don't know. She could be 13 for all I know. She could be 20-something for all I know. When we were doing this crime show up in Michigan, and I know there's a show that's coming up. I know August 2nd they're going to be discussing some of the, are you a sexual predator and how easy it is to become one. And I'll give you an example. Having, as I said before, having been a victim of rape, we were doing this crime show, and the prosecutor, Byron, said, we're going to actually interview a guy that was is on probation now. He had been jailed for rape. And I honestly was ready to say, I can't do the show. I was to the point of wanting to vomit. I didn't know how I was going to handle it. And, I'm going to sit across from somebody and interview them. And the feeling was just overwhelming. And I buckled down and I said, you know what, you're going to do it. So there we are. on set, and it's a young kid in his early 20s, and tells the story. The story being, there was a party for a girl's 18th birthday. He and a buddy went with a guy he knew, okay? For some reason, he goes out to the car. And there's this guy trying to rape this girl. She's screaming no. He grabs him, throws him off, blah, 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 gets him out, takes the girls home. There was a couple girlfriends that went and got them, took them home, okay? So now texting starts. She texts him and says, thank you so much for what you did. You really stood up for me, blah, 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 blah. And the guy's like, no problem. I do for anybody it's not right, da, da, da. So, the texts continue, and she goes, hey, it's still early. You want to hang out? So, yeah, sure, I'll hang out. So they end up hanging out. Long story short, he sleeps with the birthday girl. Everything's fine. Except later it's found out it was her birthday. But she was only 15.
Yeah, but no, wait a second.
He goes to jail for rape. He is on the sex offenders list for life for a girl who lied about her age. And we all know the kids can make a fake ID in a heartbeat. So you literally have to, do you go to law enforcement and say, hey, I want to sleep with this girl. Could you make sure that she's of legal age for me?
So what do you do?
What do you do?
You bring ID with you?
And he said, right there on the set says, I raped her. And I said, and I choked. I literally froze up and choked. And I said, I'm sorry. I can't accept that from you. I can't accept those terms from you because that's, to me, is not what rape is. Rape is against my will doing something. When she lied about her age, had consensual sex, and then they turn around and say, oh, well, he should have known when it was supposedly her 18th birthday.
Yeah, but
they had a party.
How, to get back to the original, and then we'll continue on your thought, but when these little girls,
they want to be big girls real fast.
I mean, how does a person know how old they are? Really, I mean, when they put all the makeup on and wear the clothes that they wear and act the way they do. I mean, how do you know?
These girls don't shop in the child section of the store. They are in the juniors, and we all shop. Any woman who likes to think that fashion was going to slip into the juniors.
Are they not a victim of their mother? I mean, they're watching their mother put makeup on and things like that, or their younger sisters.
Who did I just say to you influences our children more than any parent or sibling does? Superstars. Your Madonnas, your Katy Perrys, your what's her face? God. Baby,
Spears.
I was born this way. Oh, meat dress. Lady Gaga. Thank you. All these people influence our children more than we do. Same with the rappers and stuff. And that's the other thing that kills me is if you are against using the N-word, then why is it used in your music? If I call you that, I am a racist. But you can use it in your music. And there's a criteria somewhere that only a special club knows the criteria and only they can do it.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
That's where we're messed up. We're banning words that some people use. The same people that are crying that the word is offensive are using it, accepting it. You see kids will actually quote song lyrics on their Facebook. That will be their status, some song lyrics. And you're thinking, well, at first I didn't realize what it was. And I'm like, what the heck are you writing? I'm like, oh, it's song lyrics. So it's like, oh, that's okay. It's song lyrics. No big deal.
Yeah, but how are you to know when you're with a girl how old she is? How do you know? How are you really to know?
That's my question, Jay. That's my question. I lied about my age.
I'm sure a lot of women lie about their age.
As a younger, I lied. I did.
Why?
Because I didn't want to be 15.
Why?
Well, my life was a little different. I mean, I can't say for everybody because I know why my childhood was taken away from me. That was ripped away from me. Okay. I was in a very adult world.
Very early.
Very early.
By either by choice or by...
No, it wasn't by choice.
Whatever.
But life threw at me.
You were there.
So I was beyond. I didn't hang with anybody my age at all.
What gets me is when these girls, and you know, there's a lot of prostitution around here in Florida. I'm sorry,
it's everywhere, Jay.
Okay,
especially in these desperate times. Because guess what?
And you have no conception. First of all, it's against the law for prostitution, and B, you don't even know how old they are.
Well, how about the mother up in wasn't it Detroit in the pawn shop? That she offered her child up to the pawn shop owner for money? Holy cow.
I wonder
lock mom
how
up and
much
throw
of
away
that
the
goes
key.
on. I don't mean a pawn shop. I just wonder.
How many moms are selling their daughters off for things? That scares the crap out of me.
I just wonder.
And I think they should be locked up just as long as the men who I consider them as bad. Because they obviously...
You know, men think with the wrong head a lot. A lot.
I kind of would like to think that they're not interested in young girls and young boys.
Who?
Men.
Well, you know better. Look at they're all on the damn porn sites and all that stuff. You know better.
It's all about girls. Young girls.
You know,
in the same token, history... In the past, women did get married at a very young age. They did get married when they were 13, 14, 15, whatever it was. That was considered legal.
Would you like someone to pick your wife out for you? If you were a man or
I was
a woman?
Say, I didn't,
if
I
a
didn't
woman,
think I
would
was
you like somebody
gay,
to pick out your husband for you?
No. But that still occurs.
Well, I know. A friend of ours in
Michigan.
In Michigan.
He was from another part of the world, and he found a girlfriend here in the United States. His family quickly sent him back home to the arranged marriage, and was married. He was married at 18, or arranged marriage, and of course they came back to the U.S. So, some people, it's their culture. That's the way it is for them. And who are we to say that that's wrong? If your culture has always been that this is when you got married. You got married when you were 14.
But
that's the way it was.
How do you hate this person and they make you marry them?
I mean, where do we step in? There's the freedom of that might be the way they feel that it's their religion, that's their heritage. It's religion that gets very tied up, bundled together. It's like one and the same. So where do we say that that's abuse or that's not right or it's against their will?
I wonder how their divorce rate is.
Anything against a divorce? No, there's women
you mean
probably
to tell
get
me
murdered
that
before
they
they're divorced.
unequivocally, Sam, have to stay together regardless of whether...
And we'd have to ask. I would love to...
It's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah. Matter of fact, maybe you should call our friend and ask him in his ethnic background how that is handled.
I mean, you can't make somebody stay with somebody.
No, and there are foreigners that come over and marry American women, and then they have a child, and then when things go, they take the child back to the home country, and the mother's SOL. Can't get the kid back.
Really?
I mean, there's a lot of things you have to think about today when you enter into a relationship. It's not just are they cute, are they or good looking, do they have a good job? It's beyond that. It's moral, ethical, religious. It's a whole lot of beliefs that you have to really look at.
All right, we're going to be up against a break here in about 30 seconds, but I want you to think about this on the other side of the break. What mammal holds the record for having the quickest sexual intercourse?
We can't include humans?
What mammal?
Mammal.
Yeah.
You're a mammal.
Holds the record for having the quickest sexual intercourse.
On
Think
that
about
note,
that.
Let's go
We'll
away.
be back.
Broadcast radio production, sound design, audio, talk shows, commercials, trailers, voiceovers, webcasting, engineering, music. Learn how for a lot less than $10,000. Send a text to 954-803-9717. That's 954-803-9717.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
It only takes 90 days to create a new habit. You can do it. Give yourself 90 days to create a better, stronger, healthier you. For just $99, step into the brand new eco-friendly yoga studio with the uber-friendly staff and step out refreshed, motivated, and empowered. You can do it. 305 Yoga, 7300 Biscayne Boulevard, Suite 400, 305-917-5886, 305yoga.com.
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. Power Smoothie in Aventura makes the best power smoothies on earth, like the Strawberry Passion, Dulce de Leche, and the all-new Malted Jorge. Try the mouth-watering Chipotle chicken wrap or savory nacho everyday nachos. Power Smoothie in Aventura, open 7 days a week, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Mention you heard about us on the George Rodriguez Show and get a free Banana Bobana.
Here's the latest ratings you asked for.
What is this? Where did all our listeners go?
SoFloRadio.com.
SoFlo, what channel is that on?
It's online, sir. It's Wi-Fi radio.
Oh, I see.
But what channel is it on?
Put your business on the leading edge of media advertising with the SoFloRadio.com network. Unlike antiquated AM or FM radio, your professionally produced 30 or 60-second ad will be heard live on SoFloRadio.com during the day and will be downloaded thousands of times a day on SoFloRadio.com, as well as being heard on our free podcasts on iTunes. Wi-Fi radio and Bluetooth are now available with BMW, Ford, GM Cars and Trucks. Don't get left behind. Contact SoFloRadio.com for details and our very affordable rates. SoFloRadio.com. Stay ahead of the game.
SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com.
Okay, folks, welcome back to JJ and Sam in the mornings on a Friday. It's 20 minutes past the hour here in Fort Lauderdale. If you want to go out and about, today's a good day to do it. What mammal holds the record for having the quickest sexual intercourse?
What mammal? I don't know. A whale. I don't know. Think a mammal. Whale.
No.
I know it's not a turtle isn't a mammal, is it? It's a reptile. That's long anyway. Shortest.
And this is short, man. I hate
fleeting?
to be at the receiving end of
I don't know, Jake. I'm trying to think. Go
a
ahead.
chimpanzee.
I was going to say a monkey. Oh my gosh, I was. I swear I was. I was going to say a monkey.
Ready?
Yeah.
3 seconds. Phew. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Get off.
1, 2, 3. Done.
Poor chimpanzee.
Oh, can you imagine a bunch of female chimps?
I wonder if they have
talking about
Viagra
their...
for a chimpanzee.
Phew.
You think?
Do they do it more often?
I don't know.
Does it say? Like, is it 3 seconds once a year? I mean, is it 3 seconds once a day, twice a day, 3 times? I mean, what? I'll tell you that, huh?
I asked you about which bird has only one orgasm in a year. Did I ask you that one yesterday?
No, you were talking about the bird that won't build its own nest, uses another bird's nest.
Yeah, well.
Which was the cowbird.
Well, which bird has only one orgasm in a year?
One orgasm. Ostrich. I don't know.
Penguin.
Penguin. Oh, we were talking about penguins yesterday. See? I need one memory pills or something like that. I don't know.
You don't know what that is?
Voyager approaches the edge of the solar system. Launched in 1977, the Voyager 1 spacecraft is nearing the edge of the solar system. Voyager 1 should exit the solar system within the next year or two, becoming the first man-made object to enter interstellar space. The Voyager is more than 11 billion miles from Earth. Whew. So they think they're going to lose transmission sometime with the Voyager, sometime between 2020 or 2025. Well, we're not even making that long, right? The world's ending this December, right?
Sure.
Okay.
It
wouldn't surprise me. It really would.
Are you a music buff?
Jay, you know me. It depends on the music.
All right. Well, which song was the most played one on American radio during the 20th century, and how many times was it played?
Wait, repeat. Okay.
What song was played more times on American radio, and how many times was it played?
Whew. What song was played in what time frame?
In the 20th century.
In the whole 20th century?
Right.
Happy birthday.
No.
What?
Try again. I'll tell you, it was played over 8 million times.
Happy birthday's not it?
No.
How about the national anthem?
Nope. Nope.
All right, I give up.
You've lost that loving feeling.
Oh, jeez, really?
Really?
Ah. It says something about our society, doesn't it? We fall out of love easily. All right, so here's another debate. TV and indecency. We know these rules do not apply to the internet, although they're trying to have some control over the internet. They actually have had meetings, international meetings on how to control the internet. I think the last meeting was in Africa, talking about how to do it. But FCC, we all know they exist. We all know that they have rules. And having been on terrestrial radio, we all knew that there were 7 words we could not use. And we all know that on TV, you're not supposed to be flashing boobies and stuff like that. However, cable television isn't, the same rules don't apply. And we all noticed that, especially when Sopranos came out and we heard words that we hadn't heard before on TV. I don't know if that was the first one, but to me that really marked a break. But should we still have this safe zone? And it's limited because a lot of people have cable TV. So should we still have the FCC? Should they still be governing when you can't govern cable, you can't govern the internet? Should we still be governing on over-air television? Should the rules still apply? Or do we just say, you know what, you have to govern yourselves. And if you do something that people don't like, they just won't watch your TV station, right?
Right.
You have a choice. Do we spend, and there's a lot of money spent. A lot of money spent to keep the rules. I wonder where all the fines go. I guess back in.
Speaking of television, our girl Ann Curry.
Don't tell me.
Well, I saw her on today's show again, but there's some really rumors out there that.
Well, how would you like to wake up to the front page of the newspaper said you're being canned? And personally, when the first change came in and they bought in Meredith Vieira, I'm like, what's wrong with Ann Curry? Why wouldn't you put Ann Curry in that spot? She's part of the team already. I mean, she, to me, would be the logical choice. And I really didn't care for Meredith Vieira. She grew on me. But I like Ann Curry. But Ann does seem uncomfortable in some ways. But that's her. I mean,
well, so
should we learn to accept people the way they are, and she's good at her job?
Well, the problem is
her and Matt Lauer, her interaction is not what they think it should be.
Yeah, but you got to realize that for 15 years, Today's Show was number one.
Right.
Good Morning America.
But didn't Good Morning America have Katie Couric come and host it? Wasn't that GMA?
No. I mean, at one time.
No, I mean, there's
now.
We're talking about Sweeps Week, and I'm pretty sure Sweeps Week they had Katie Couric on in the morning.
Bottom line is, they are taking over in the ratings.
Well, I would look at their approach.
So
I think actually Today's Show has gotten a little kind of like pushy on some of the questions that they ask people. It's like, why are you asking that? For instance, the whole Christy Brinkley thing. She came on to promote a show that she was on Broadway. And when you book to be on a show, you're there for a purpose. There's a reason behind it. I want to talk to you about, your new show or your new book or this incident. I mean, there's a reason, and you're told clearly in front why you're coming on. And she's sitting there smiling away. They're teasing her segment that she's there. And they bring up her divorce and the issues with her husband. And you could see her face just drop. Like, whoa, wait a minute. This is not what I'm here for. Is it right to surprise attack a guest? I personally don't believe in that. If I'm going to ask you, I'm going to tell you beforehand, this is what I'm going to ask you. You can answer it, it's up to you. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about.
You would hope. I mean, when somebody.
I think that completely blindsided somebody. I think that was totally wrong, and that's when the Today Show really took a step backwards.
I mean, as many people as we have interviewed over the years,
laundry.
If somebody says to me, can we stay away from this? Yeah, I will.
And then her ex-husband comes back on and talks about what a narcissist she is, and blah 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 blah. They perpetuated the problem, saying that she brought it to the media. She's the one playing out in the media. No, she's not. They did it to her. They did it to her. It made me wonder if they're really on her ex-husband's side.
All right, we're at the bottom of the hour. That makes it 30 minutes past the hour, or 9:30 here in the East. We have an hour and a half in and a half hour left to do with you. We'll do that on the other side of the break.
ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
Hi, this is Jeff Cohen of the Pizza Loft. The Pizza Loft has been making the best pizza in South Florida for over 300 years.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
What?
Just because you make the best pizza in town don't necessarily mean you can voice your own commercials.
Why not? Look, I just painted my nails for this.
You just get back in the kitchen and do what you know best, okay?
Well, if you think you can do a better job.
A dead man can do better at this, and I'm almost there. Now scram.
All right.
Now see here. You want the best pizza in town? Not to mention a full menu of mouth-watering Italian dishes at prices the whole family can afford? Then you ought to know by now. Pizza Loft is the place for great Italian dining. And the pizza. Mo knows. I stole my share. That's Pizza Loft, 3514 South University Drive in Davie. Or call 954-916-8880.
If finding a great full-service mechanic for your Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, or BMW Mini has been your fantasy, well, you're about to experience total car care satisfaction. Eurodreams provides maintenance for all, from general auto repairs to transmission flushes and engine rebuilding. Carlos and Sergio at Eurodreams will get your car running like new again. Carlos and Sergio at Eurodreams, a small team but big on personal service. Eurodreams is open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday. Eurodreams, 2401 Southwest 31st Avenue, in bays E9 through E13, Pembroke Park, Florida. Call them at 786-547-9895. Eurodreams.
If you're not tuning into the Byron Eggers Show with H-Love, you're missing stuff like this. What is with the George Rodriguez crappy music? Plays these long breaks, and it's just the whole break is...
And really, seriously, we don't want to listen to that. Please start playing some decent music.
The same beat over and over again.
I'm sexy and I know it, yeah. Stop the insanity and tune into the Byron Eggers Show with me, H-Love, weeknights Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 p.m. on the one and only SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com, the South Florida Radio Network.
Okay, folks, welcome back to JJ and Sam in the morning. Your time check is going on 35 minutes past the hour. You're listening to us on SoFloRadio.com, 954-828-2201 if you want to check in. You know, we were listening to some shows yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's really, when you have internet radio, you could afford people to do shows that ordinarily another station wouldn't pick up on. They wouldn't give you the time.
Right.
A, you probably couldn't afford it.
Right.
And B, they really wouldn't care for the content.
Mm-hmm.
But when you listen to the show with Brett and the guys, as far as what is it?
By the Glass.
By the Glass.
Yeah.
That show can make it anywhere, I think. But it would never get a chance if there wasn't a George Rodriguez and a
SoFlo Radio.
SoFlo Radio.
Well, you know, and we've discussed this so many times, Jay, over the years, back when we were at Fox Sports Miami doing horse racing and sports, that the internet was the future, and that was 15 years ago, and I kept telling you that this is the way it's going because it's just so much more versatile. And you don't have to have the big buildings and stuff. You can have smaller locations and put out just a good product and signal and all that kind of stuff.
Sometimes better.
Yes. So, and then it allows people, again, not to do on demand. So if you don't have time between 8 and 10, but you still want to hear us ramble on, you could do that at any time. The same with horse racing, which we are doing 2 hours an evening on horse racing, which is really easy to do. I mean, people think, how can you talk that long? But we were on Sirius Satellite Radio for 3 years doing
4 to 7.
4 to 7 drive every day. And the only reason that we left there was the merger between XM and Sirius they basically said no more internet. And that's not what I believe in. So it was that, and they weren't doing any contracts.
They wanted to charge for internet. That's what it was.
And horse racing, I feel there's a
there
sport that
be.
needs all the help it can get, and I don't think you should be charged to listen to information on horse racing. I just don't. I think it's ridiculous. But that's 5 to 7, and that'll be tonight. We'll have quite a few guests on this evening's show.
Well, tonight's guest will be John DeSilva from the New York Post.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Stephen Allday will stop by, and I'm trying to get a hold of Steve Haskin to check in with us.
Who's an excellent, people don't know who we're talking about, but Steve Haskin's a writer for a thoroughbred racing publication that is
The Blood Horse.
well respected and very knowledgeable.
A good guy. Do you have...
All right, do you remember the California bus load of children that were abducted and they buried the bus with the kids in it? Do you remember that 35 years ago?
No.
I remember it. I do.
Why would you remember that? But I mean, it's
because it was so horrific. These kids were literally buried in a quarry. They had dug out a quarry and put this van was right in it, and the kids were all in this van. And the only reason the kids got away was because the kidnappers decided to take a nap before calling in their ransom demand. So you have one of them is being released from prison after 35 years.
Well, do you really think people do learn their lesson after X amount of times being incarcerated? And, they paid their debt to society. They leave them come out?
I have a hard time with somebody who doesn't think twice about hurting a child.
Well, you know what?
I have an issue with that. I think they have no moral boundaries or, I just...
But do you remember that? Carl Williams, I'll never forget his name, a black man that we did a show on prisoner reentry.
Up in Michigan, the prisoner reentry program.
And the recidivism rate is horrendous.
It is, and that's why they came up with this program. Matter of fact, actually, we did another show with a guy who spent 17 years in prison for murder.
Murdered his brother.
His brother, yes. He was an alcoholic and got into an argument with his brother. A fight broke out.
He killed him.
End result, his brother's dead. He panics, takes his brother's body, throws it in some ditch somewhere. Okay? Comes clean, sobers up, and throws himself on the mercy of the court. I did it. I am not going to fight this. I deserve any punishment I get. I know this is a very rare case. Do what you need to do. So he spent 17 years in prison. Was an excellent They had a program there where they rehabilitated greyhound dogs that were, we all know about the greyhound issue. That's what he did. He worked with greyhounds so they could be placed in homes and did a lot of good things in prison, trying to be a better person and realize his mistake, and got religious, and they all find religion, but some really do. Anyway, so upon his release, he's, still on probation. Part of his probation is he came on the air with us and went to schools and talked to kids saying it's so easy to slip into this. I loved my brother. And it's a split second, something goes awry, and this is what your life can end up to be. So you have to be very, make conscious choices at all times. When he came out of prison, he volunteered picking up furniture for the local charity groups, and he couldn't say enough about, he was wrong, he did it, and don't we wish everybody was like that? So there are people.
But there's so few.
Very, 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 very few. But anyway, the point being, 5 men were released at the same time. He being one of them. He's the only one not back in prison.
Right. They don't want to stay out here.
No, they'll commit, and they talk about this.
Right.
They'll actually say, I got to do something because I need to get back in.
Right.
He said he is petrified of computers. They don't exist to him. He doesn't know how they work. He doesn't understand them, and they freak him out because they are subtracted from society. At the same time, when we went into the prison and did interviews there with the warden, and we did get to speak to some convicts in there, and you see some good, crocheting caps for cancer patients. There's that, there's woodworking shop, and they make awards for the state of Michigan. It's a standard award, and they make them at the prison. There are good things that they can do, but you don't have to do anything in prison. You don't have to work. You can work out in the gym all day. You don't have to do anything. That I have an issue with. I have an issue with just sitting there vegetating and doing whatever you want, watching your TV.
I mean, if you really want, do you really want to go out?
You have to work. I'm sorry, you have to work. Chain gang should come back.
You want to go out and have to earn a living and pay your bills and do things like that, or just stay in there and.
Well, you should have to work in there too. It shouldn't be easy. The rest of us, these victims, and there are always victims. For every prisoner, there is a victim, at least one. Are you paying for their mental health care after what you did to them? No. You have no responsibility to them at all. Unless you are of wealth, then you can be sued. But other than that, how many people are affected? How many wealthy people do things to people that they could actually get money out of? Very rare. So the majority of victims are the offender makes out better than they do. They're in a prison of their own. It's in their head for the rest of their lives. And nobody's helping them overcome it. Nobody's paying for therapy. But you're a prisoner, you did the offending, it's covered.
All right, we're going to be up against a break. It's going on 45 minutes past the hour. When I come back on the other side of the break, 91% of Americans do what daily? I'll tell you that.
If finding a great full-service mechanic for your Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, or BMW Mini has been your fantasy, well, you're about to experience total car care satisfaction. Eurodreams provides maintenance for all, from general auto repairs to transmission flushes and engine rebuilding. Carlos and Sergio at Eurodreams will get your car running like new again. Carlos and Sergio at Eurodreams, a small team but big on personal service. Eurodreams is open 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday. Eurodreams, 2401 Southwest 31st Avenue, in bays E9 through E13, Pembroke Park, Florida. Call them at 786-547-9895. Eurodreams. Social media marketing. You know your business needs it. Mouse Media's talented team can cover a wide array of services and will work one-on-one to help you achieve your business goals. Looking for a web marketer, a social media guru, web designer, developer, programmer, or graphic designer? Yep, they got it. Visit them at mousemedia.us.
That's mousemedia.us.
Or follow Mouse Media on Twitter and on Facebook.
mousemedia.us.
Broadcast radio production, sound design, audio, talk shows, commercials, trailers, voiceovers, webcasting, engineering, music. Learn how for a lot less than $10,000. Send a text to 954-803-9717. That's 954-803-9717.
Hey, have you noticed everyone seems to be giving relationship advice today?
Yeah, but is this advice any good?
Hi, I'm Gina Martell.
And I'm Dr. Dennis Netter.
And our show, Love and Sex, explores every aspect of dating, sex, and relationships from today's perspective.
We don't just warm over the things your parents used to use. We come right at you with a new, fresh point of view.
For instance, did you know that when someone cheats, both people are responsible?
Or that there aren't too many divorces, there are too many marriages.
Or that women actually get paid more than men, and that prostitution should be legalized.
Or that marriage works better when it's more like a contract with an ending date.
We get into a new topic on each show and expose it in a funny, sexy way. We also have regular segments that audiences love, like sex trivia, your crazy letters, just the tip, and Sex in the News with your dirty Aunt Trish.
We also have really incredible guests, show regulars, seasonal segments, and a demographic that sponsors and advertisers love.
This show is just like love. It's all about the chemistry.
Gina's the beauty with a velvet voice that tells it like it really is and has the experience to back it up.
And Dennis? He's the beast, the funny, best-selling author that rants and yells, but really knows what he's talking about.
So, when you're ready for a funny, irreverent show that's all grown up,
Love and Sex. Better love, better sex, and better life.
SoFloRadio.com, the South Florida Radio Network.
All right, folks, it's gone on 50 minutes past the hour. That means it's going on minutes to 10 here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. JJ and Sam on a Friday. Sam, what do you think 91% of Americans do daily?
What do you mean? I would hope brush their teeth, shower. Are you talking? What are you talking about?
Well, 91% of Americans lie daily.
Oh, 91% lie daily?
Lie daily.
And that's not lie down. That's lie.
L-I-E, lie. You think about that? You think that would be true?
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but
Sad.
I'm just reading it.
What you mean, including like little white lies, like?
I guess.
I don't know. That's a broad statement. And did they ask everybody? That's what cracks me up about all these surveys. Who did they ask?
I'm going to give you something, and you'll get this. 2 plus 11 and 1 plus 12 not only give the same result, but use the same letters.
13. What do you mean? Oh, you mean, okay, using...
2 plus 11.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
A and D, 1 plus 12, right?
Yeah.
Not only give the same result, but use the same letter. So it's 13, right?
Right. It's saying that if you take those letters, combine them, you still get the word 13.
Right.
And the same sum.
But you don't think that people would out and out just lie? It's the way of life with a lot of people is a lie. If you live a lie...
That's okay. You go to court and you have to raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Well, what if you don't believe in God? So, and what if you take God so lightly that it doesn't mean anything for real? Or you mean, even if somebody got up and said, "I swear on my mother's grave," it doesn't necessarily mean they're telling the truth either. I think we've become so. We just throw things around. Like, it's no big deal.
To lie.
Yeah, to swear, I think. To swear that I'm telling the truth. I think people don't take it
Does that make it any different? I
swear
I didn't do this. But
right.
I know
There used to be where you really, if somebody swore, you would say, well, they swore they didn't. Today, you know what? It's just not the same. We've just changed that much. How do we get it back? How do we make, like we talk about gentlemen's agreements. As a matter of fact, one of our sponsors for horse racing, well, we'll put him in both, but he said, I don't need any paperwork, Jay. And you said, no, you have to have paperwork.